Hello, early friends, and welcome back to my NaNoWriMo April 2015 vlogs. Today I'm going to be going over my word count and my process for the last couple of days. You know, the writing struggles that I've encountered and things of that such. I look like a mess, I'm tired, and I've got lots of things to talk about. I am pretty tired today. Today's writing session went on for way longer than I expected it to. It was a really good word count and a really important chapter, so I'm happy that it finally got done and taken care of. Before we go anywhere though, let's actually just talk numbers. Because I'm going to be going over my word counts for Saturday and Monday, and over the change that happened on Sunday. So my word count for Saturday was 3,987 words, and today's word count for Monday the 13th was 4,518, making my grand total as of now 36,597 words. So what happened on Sunday? Well, on Sunday I woke up and I was really tired because I stayed up to 2 in the morning on Saturday working, editing videos, and prepping things for this week. And I woke up on Sunday, and I had like a 6-hour workday to do. It's my half day. And I woke up, and I had all those things to do, and I did not feel like writing. And I realized that once again, as every November, as every NaNoWriMo, my hair looks awful, that's just regular. As every NaNoWriMo, one day of the weekends, usually Saturday or Sunday, and Thursdays are my biggest problem. So I thought, you know what, I'm beating myself over the head for something that I have no control over. So I thought, you know what, let's just make them free days. And I actually just crossed them out of my calendar. They're gone. I'm not going to worry about writing on Sunday and Thursday just because it's a little obsessive and it just doesn't work for me. So I thought instead of, guilt tripping myself and making myself feel bad, I'm just going to block them out. If I get writing done, perfect. It's the cherry on top of the sundae, but I'm not going to force myself. It's been a little stressful. Yes, I said a little stressful. But, other than that, I got a bunch of good work done. I wrote really well on Saturday, and I wrote really well today. And yesterday was a little easier knowing that I didn't have to carry that burden on my conscience that I missed one day. And really, getting down to it, I've missed every Sunday and every Thursday this month already, so it's not like I've lost anything. So we're gonna retcon it, retroactive continuity, as though me admitting from the beginning that I wasn't gonna work on Sundays and Thursdays. So there you go, that takes care of that problem. As for Saturday's session, it was pretty solid. It was a little interesting for me because I found myself writing about emotions and characters talking about their emotions, and it was really emotionally draining, just such as today's session. You may notice that I sound a little bit off, a little bit different. Today's writing session was really intense. It was a really important and pivotal moment, leading, really, today's chapter is incredibly emotionally draining and sad and worrisome. Tomorrow's is going to be even worse. Tomorrow's is going to be the final climax of the story, and from there on, we're just going downhill. From there on, it's just one final interlude, the epilogue, and we're freaking wrapped up with the story. There's a lot that needs to, well, there's not a lot, but there's a lot of emotional baggage that is going to get unfolded and broken down and covered in gasoline and then set on fire. There are so many things that need to happen in this story, and I don't want to say that I'm worried. I'll talk about the origin of my worriness, but I think it's all rooted on the same goddamn problem. And right now, I feel worried about what I wrote today, and I have to, as always, I want to inspire you to, whenever you feel worried about something, there's 2 things you can do. The first one is to stop, breathe, and analyze why you feel about things. And right now, part of me feels that I'm going to have to go over and smooth things over a little bit later once I do revision. I'm not doing that right now. You crazy? That's why I have notes. Let me just go over some of my crazy notes just to understand what sort of notes I write. Because as I'm writing, I have on the bottom of the page, because I use Focuswriter, so I'm always writing on the center of the screen. On the bottom of the page, I write notes. For example, today's notes, and they're all just like one statement, like one sentence statements, like earlier in the book, I described the character's doubts as being a spider that was weaving webs in her mind. And then I realized in this chapter I was referring to the emotions as flowers. And I'm like, should I just get rid of this? I'm like, it literally says, change doubt to flower? And which means that, should I just go back and replace that spider with a flower and then describe it as a different type of flower? And, I was thinking about that. And, other things like, revise Ben Hart's helmet, because I think that I changed his helmet from being like a full helmet to a half helmet. So that needs to get revised. And then, oh yeah, and I'm like, did I mention in book 1 that Melancha's face is always shrouded? Did I ever say she smiled? Because technically speaking, here could not see her smiling. and there's a character whose name's I had to check, and I'm like, check Ben Hart's eyes. Are they blue, green, or just blue? And things like that. And I also have a note for like a really cool idea for a story. Spell the word blade with a V, and it sounds like a sci-fi weapon, right? It almost sounds like some sort of like crazy Bloodborne trick weapon that is kind of like a sword that turns into two swords. It's crazy. Those are basically what my notes look like. I'm like, go back and check if Ben Hart's eyes are blue, green, or just blue. Because am I gonna stop in the middle of writing? Hell no! It's so hard to build a momentum to write, and when you're interrupted or when you stop, it makes the act of writing so much harder. Today's writing session took way longer, but I was doing a lot of notes. Those are like the simpler notes and the ones that don't give you spoilers, but this is the sort of thing where I was adding notes, and I was thinking, is it gonna be a lot of pain to go back and revise all of this? And it's sort of like preemptive pain, And it's not really that big of a deal ultimately, and I know that those doubts are really a little thing, and the big catalyst, the big fuel that is making me feel like this is the fact that I'm super tired right now. That session was not only emotionally draining, but it was also me questioning the characters acting in incredibly selfish ways, which, part of me, I always worry about stuff like that, but ultimately, I have to stop and think and analyze my feelings, and am I going to change a character because I don't necessarily agree with them or like their actions? Hell no, that character's an independent person who existed there before I found the story. I'm just retelling it. It's disconnected from me and what I do. So, I stop, I breathe, and I think, and I analyze the situation. And I think to myself, the story is always right. And I'm going to make actually a whole video about this. William, and I forget your last name. It's like Hokko, I think. I don't know. One of my longtime followers asked me a question, and he inspired me to write the pseudo script for a video about why the story is always right. But that'll be later. The story is always right. It's always the writer who has to adapt themselves. So right now, I'm tired. Right now, I'm worrying about things that may not be problems, and it's probably not even going to be that big of a deal later on anyway. I'm pretty sure that, tomorrow morning, if I was to read it tomorrow morning, which I won't, because it's a bad idea, don't read your writing. Don't edit as you go. Write the whole freaking thing in one go, and then later, way later, worry about it. Seriously. It's like, it's completely off my conscience. But I'm sure that when I read it later, it'll be fine. I'm sure that I won't even have to clean it up as much as I think that I will. It's all just a matter of, having a little bit of patience and a little bit of faith on your own story and on your own writing. Other than that, I don't remember anything about Saturday's session other than the fact, I wonder if I'm going to keep that take. I don't remember much about Saturday's session other than the fact that it was really emotionally draining, and that little critical voice in the back of my head was like, is this scene good? Are we gonna have to chop it out later? And of course the rest of me echoed incredibly loudly, maybe, we don't care, what matters now is getting the story out and on the way. And we're almost there. I'm almost freaking done. Tuesday is gonna mark the final chapter of the story, and it's gonna be, really intense. Awful things are gonna happen. Awful things already happened. I think that the ending of this book is basically the point in which, because I know that people who pick up this series, because I am going to publish this freely on Wattpad, people can read it, I don't care, it's all fine. When it goes out, people are going to pick it up and they're going to think that I'm just retelling the Dark Souls 2 story. That I'm just retelling it with my character in the forefront, and that's not what I'm doing here. And the ending of the second book, it's going to basically stomp on your face and remind you, I'm doing things my way. What you think the canon is, it may be here, it's probably not, and I'm doing the one thing that Dark Souls didn't exactly do so well with its characters. I am going to change characters. I'm gonna have them grow as people, because that's like the one complaint, and it's like the complaint of all the Dark Souls, of all the Souls games. People complain like the only game that did it right apparently was Demon Souls. I don't know, because like characters, they don't always change during their own arcs. Dark Souls did it all right, but people are like, Bloodborne didn't do it well, and so did Dark Souls 2, and I'm sitting on the sidelines like, you're just complaining instead of offering solutions, so I'm gonna offer you a solution in this freaking book. I'm gonna have characters change, I'm gonna have characters grow, and people are gonna die. That's just life. I said that so casually. I picture myself like, I don't know how I picture myself, but I was just like reaching across a table, sipping on my whiskey and my drink, and just, people are gonna die. That's just life. So somber, so dark. But no, yeah, it's been really fun writing that story, and it's weird because, and again, I'm just gonna repeat it as I always do. If you follow me on Twitter, you get updates on this ahead of time. When I came into writing this session, I had no notes. I had no notes whatsoever because this session could have gone any way it wanted to, and it went mildly similar to what I thought it would be in my head, like point wise, like this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Except that the way those things went about happening was entirely different and crazy, to the extent where I was like part of me was writing here, taking this incredibly problematic and dangerous action, and I thought to myself, this is terrifying. This is terrifying. I mean, I don't even know how Kitty would react to this if she read this passage right here, but it's all things that I'm gonna have to worry about later. It's all just revision junk anyway, and it's kind of like, I feel that sometimes people worry about getting the story right, and I know that some people really strongly defend the first draft, and I get it, I totally do get it, but I do feel that sometimes writers worry about wanting to get things done right the first time because they don't want to have more work later. But if you want to get the book done, you're going to have to revise it later anyway. So it's just like, to me, I don't think you're saving work by worrying about things and going back and fixing them, because you're going to have to fix it anyway. And it's way better when you have distance. It is so freaking crucial to have distance, to let the book sit, to leave it on the side. Forget about it, write something else, and then come back to it. You gain so much distance and you can clearly just see the problems and objectively look at them and go, nope, cut it out, cut this out, change this, cut this out. Simple as that. It's incredibly empowering, almost overpowering, because it's this idea of a previous version of me wrote this, and I'm way better than that. I'm way better than them. No, I'm way better than them now. Excuse me. English is not my first language. And you look at this previous version of you, and you go, yeah, you fucked up a couple of times here, person. So yeah, we're gonna fix this, and we're gonna fix that, and it's kind of awesome because you have the power. Is it daunting? Is it scary? Is it a lot of work? Yeah. But I mean, all things worth doing are difficult, though. I mean, if it wasn't so easy, it wouldn't be this amazing task, and it wouldn't be exciting, It's kind of like, and you're gonna get a little bit of a preview on my idea of the book always being right. People ask me, I think that my book is, it's falling apart. I think that my book is done. I don't think, my book is giving me problems. And it's that particular statement where the blame is removed from the writer that gives me problem. Because it's like, you want to look at a mountain and ask yourself, well, that mountain's got problems. I can't climb it because that mountain's giving me problems. The mountain is not working for me. The mountain doesn't have to work for you, man. You have to work for the mountain. That climb ain't gonna get easy by just, telling the mountain that it's not working with you. To me, it's the same with the story. You as the writer have to adapt yourself and work with what it's given to you to create the best story possible. Is it hard? Is it scary? Yeah, of course it is. It's terrifying. It's like going to climb a mountain that it's just not working. But you have to do it, though. That's the only way you're going to grow, though. It's as simple as that. Every book is its own different journey, and some books are easier than others, definitely. I will openly admit that the easiest book that I've written yet, and it's by comparison, Justine's Blood, the characters worked so well for me. No one ever complained. No one ever gave me a hard time. My characters are pretty tame, and that is primarily because I don't get in the way. Really, you could say that I'm pretty tame and my characters are wild as heck. But Justine's Blood was actually the easiest to write from a character point of view because everybody cooperated. There was no problems, no arguments, nothing. And again, is that the story being easy or me being so adaptable that I would work with the characters? That sounds big-headed when I say it like that, but you get what I mean. I've had stories like parts of A Secret Named Sophie where I had to really, really get in a character's head to be able to portray what they were trying to say. And someone from the exterior may be saying, well, you're thinking too much about this. I don't know, man. You have to be able to, work with what is given to you. And, I know that people like to see the writer as the center point for this, and I don't know. Maybe it's because it just falls in the way that I think about things. And, people have heard my little spiel about the fact that I don't see the writer as the director. I see us as the cameraman, Our job is just to record and to show the reader what is going on in the story. Not as much to orchestrate the crime, but rather just record it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird because I think that. But yeah, other things aside, by the time you watch this video, it's going to be Tuesday, the 14th of April, Why is that number important? I don't know. Hey, today's 4/13. It's a Homestuck holiday. Weird. Haven't been on Tumblr, so I haven't seen the madness. Anyways, I uploaded a really silly video of me and Plague just talking about art and being silly and making fun jokes and talking about the mildly ridiculous origins of my Final Fantasy IX thumbnail. So it's on the channel. You can go check it out. It's a really fun video. And I just started my Shadowrun Returns playthrough. You can go check it out if you want even more Max's crazy voice acting. Me and my silliness. You can just go get tons of that there. With all those things said, though, yeah, today was a really draining session, and I still have to edit this video, but that will just be the end of work, and from there on, nothing else will matter. I'm gonna take it real easy, and I will be seeing you relatively soon. As always, go into the comments below and let me know what you think, let me know what your experience has been so far. Remember that I am a crazy writer who has been doing this for a while and now does this for a living, so, you know, don't look at my word counts as some sort of expectation for what you should be doing right off the start. I've told my story a million times, and I'm gonna say it again. When I first started writing, I would spend like hours to just get like 100 words on the page with bits of sweat rolling down my face. Not just like regular beats like from your craft shop, but like bits of sweat rolling down my head and my face. And it was really hard at first, especially because my first language is not English, but as a matter of, you know, over time, you get better at things. So, you know, let me know how your process has been going, and, you know, don't feel bad if that you missed a day or two. That's just life. That's just the way things go. And my computer just locked me out. Whoops, technical issues aside, I want to thank you for watching, like, subscribe, do all the socially related things, and I'll be seeing you relatively soon. Mwah. Technical issues. Turtle power.